Hello, my pickles, my subbies, my followers. Thank you so much for joining me with yet another version of what I think is living the keto lifestyle. I love my keto lifestyle. I cannot believe that Barney starts to whine as soon as I start to talk. Oi! I just got back from my walk. It is 99% humid outside, and I feel like I had a shower. I am soaking wet. Amazing. It's like, and it's not the type of shower that you feel refreshed from. Well, anyway, here we are today. And, this is just one of those reminders. If you're new to keto, or new here, or just watching like a faithful follower that you are, remember when you switched food plans, be it from standard American diet to the smaller portioned standard American diet, also known as Weight Watchers or Nutrisystems or Jenny Craig, where you were eating the same CRAP with all the chemicals, all the processed foods, just smaller versions, and you lost weight. How long did being on that program last? Did you think that you graduated and then a couple of years later you found that you gained back 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds because you were let loose, and although you never reached lifetime where you can go to Weight Watchers for nothing, you had lost enough that you felt, yeah, I got it. I got the Facebook pages on Weight Watchers and I should be good. And I found other trackers and I will do it. And then little by slowly, without the huge support that you had when you were doing Weight Watchers and going to those meetings, you slowly lost the commitment to your food plan and the weight came back on. But initially, no matter what food plan we go on, we might lose weight. And do you hear that? Stop it. Stop it. Excuse me, I'm having a cat moment. Oh, goodness. And I thought the area was clear for a nice quiet video. Anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. The cat is just, I'm going to go let him out. I'm sorry. I'm going to do a little patter patter. Come on. Let's go. If you're new to my channel, this doesn't happen all the time. It only happens when the bully Barney is whining. And he's the oldest of the three. Anyway, so no matter what food program we're on, and even with the keto, when you start the keto, we all wait for the whoosh. And sometimes it comes and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, there's so many different versions of how keto works out there that it's amazing. But the part that I wanted to talk about today is the so many versions of keto that you're finding out there online. And when people have the word keto in their channel name, they owe it to the public to be practicing a stricter keto than what I'm seeing. I was just watching what I eat in a day on a keto channel, and I subscribe and support this person, but it was a keto junk food, what I eat in a day. And I was waiting to see, where's the food that has nutritional value? Isn't that the purpose of all of this? Is to get healthier, not just with some of the obvious things, but from the inside out, feeding your body the nutrition. The typical I'm so impassioned with this topic. The typical standard American diet makes you fat and malnourished. I mean, talk about, I don't know if we're still the richest country in the world, but we used to be. And we can buy, all these wonderful foods that we can have access to. Sure, you might have to hunt them down in Whole Foods and and Trader Joe's and other places that sell them. But, we're buying crap and we're getting fatter and fatter, and Big Pharma is just drooling because they've got all kinds of medication to help you out so you can keep eating the crap and just take a couple of pills. And, what are we supporting and subsidizing? Wheat farms? Soybean farms? Yeah, not organic farmers, not people with people that want to make a difference and have sustainable, organic, pesticide-free food to offer us. It's crazy, but I don't mean to be political about this. It just kind of made me crazy to watch this podcast. If there is no nutritional value, here's the deal. If something like a bar or a chocolate or a drink has low carbs, but you read the back of it and it has so many processed ways of, becoming what they are, and chemicals added to them, and the net carb craze. There's no nutritional value in so many of these things. And if there is, it's a chemical vitamin. What about real food? What about, a real egg with, organic cheese, pasteurized raw cheese? What about, a piece of meat or fish that hasn't been processed or bastardized or anything else, or a real vegetable, something that you can pick up and look at, and it started as a head of lettuce and it's ending as a head of lettuce. It's not being turned into, I don't know, something. It made me crazy because to me that's not really keto. That's just, a standard American diet with keto foods. And it's, it's like reading the flyers on the paper with the organic foods and their organic flour and organic junk food. Now, one of my subbies, I had done that 30-minute thing on what I watch, and then two in particular gave me suggestions for people that I'd never heard of before. One of them is Chris Kruger, and I just listened to a 45-minute tape of him this morning on my walk and a 30-minute podcast of him last night. And the first one I listened to was what is the proper food plan or something like that, Weight Watchers for Women or something like that. And he is big into the hormones and things like that. And as women, we can really do a number on our bodies. And Weight Watchers is, they find us and they give you all kinds of incentives and make you think that it's okay to have their stuff. And we're just screwing up our hormones. And insulin is a hormone, and insulin regulation is the key to obesity as well as diabetes. And when you're spiking your insulin with all of these, even keto-fied foods, these, things that we think that we can have, it makes me cray-cray, as you can see. And I don't want to do any keto-fied foods shaming here. I'm just saying that if you're still hungry after having a keto-fied item and you have to have something to kill that craving, be it for carbs or sugar carbs or grainy carbs, then, there's your message. There's your message. Having something that's kind of keto-fied, meaning net carbs, it's like there are hidden ingredients in there. They aren't hidden. They probably have to be disclosed on the label, but you're not going to sit there and look up this 26-letter name to find out it came from a chemical lab and it was designed to make you crave carbs or sugar carbs. My heart breaks when people, get bored with the simplification of the keto plan, right? I mean, to me, that it's not boring, it is a gift. The simplification of having high fat, moderate protein, and low carbs, and the carbs come in the forms of vegetables, undoctored, altered vegetables that, have so many nutrients in them. I have a great big A salad every single day, and I add lots of other things to it that up my carbs for the day. The things that I'm adding to it are avocado and cucumber and radicchio and red cabbage and celery. Is that it? That could be it. And all kinds of different baby lettuces. And so that is my huge salad for the day. And I love what it gives to me. Sometimes I add slivered almonds. Sometimes I add, a protein, be it a hard-boiled egg or 4 ounces of meat protein, something like that. Sometimes 2 strips of bacon, especially if it's the only thing that I'm having that night is a great big salad. And so I am not having at the end of that any keto-fied, find a station that'll give you permission to have it, dessert or bar or shake or something that was not born as a shake, was not born as a bar, was not born as squares of chocolate. I understand that, a lot of people like the chocolate, and it has a place for a lot of women whose body is just going nuts for chocolate. But I don't have a sugar craving after being on keto. That was part of the deal for me, is to stop the hideous hungry horrors, especially from noon to 3 in the afternoon. That's when my hungry horrors hit. Why not at night after dinner? Because I tackled that nighttime eating thing probably 12 years ago. And yes, it's a bear. There's no way around it. It's giving up probably one of the worst habits I had. I think sometimes nighttime eating is harder than smoking, drinking. I wasn't a drug addict. My coffee mate, my gum, serious things that I thought, 1, I would never give up, and 2, I could never give up, and 3, the amazement of having given them up. So my hungry horrors were 12 to 3, and I would add more fruit or something carby, and I would wonder, how come this isn't filling me? I mean, one of my favorite lunches, maybe you can identify, when I was even, getting close to counting carbs, so it's probably low carb, high fat, doing net carbs, was a net roll up with peanut butter and bacon and a banana. A roll up. I'm telling you, it was divine, and I thought that I was okay, that this was an okay kind of meal. And of course, come to find out, it's not. All of those, if you did the total carbs of the wrap and the peanut butter and the banana, you're probably talking a 50 carb roll up. Isn't that crazy? And yet I thought it was a healthier version, having less protein, something like that. So I'm not here to tout anything ketofied. And Chris Kruger definitely is somebody that, barks up the same tree as me. I'm enjoying him. He is very, very high energy. And he talks about beasting, feasting, and fasting. And I think beasting is like doing, huge energy type of exercise and things like that. And I get a lot from him in the 2 podcasts that I've listened to. He knows his stuff. He is sincere and genuine and the real thing. Very high energy. So if you're looking for somebody mellow like me, except for my rants, only watch him when you're in that pumped place. Another one that somebody told me about was Dr. Pompa, and I will be checking him out as well. And then a third person, and I'm sorry I can't remember who he suggested, but I did subscribe to that channel and also commented to him that I did and that I was enjoying that, and thank you. So there are great other people out there that I haven't experienced, but please, if you want to lose weight, if you're stalled, if you're antsy, if you're bored with your, keto as simple as it is, don't torture yourself with keto crap. You can find, it's like Weight Watchers crap. It's like any of those aisles of the store filled with processed crap, luring you in with their huge colors and marketing campaign and what they put on the front, and hope that you don't turn it over and see these many chemical ingredients in it. I like foods that started as what I'm eating. A pork chop, it started as pork. A head of lettuce, a head of broccoli, cauliflower, a cucumber, things like that. I like things that started off the way that they are. Although, butter, that's one of nature's wonders. I'll take it. Cheese, but I aim for raw, unpastured, organic. I know, blah, 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 have another drink. If you're playing a drinking game with how many times I mention it. But, I try to keep the food as originally sourced as possible. And I'm not a holy roller. I have, I have things that probably have been processed a bit. Like when I have the coconut milk, I don't know, is that processed? I don't know. It says coconut milk on the label. I buy the organic. I don't know. I take the supplements. I have the powders for supplements. I do those sort of things. So I'm not pure as the driven snow. Nobody's calling me pads. But, I'm aware. And I'm not trying to find, I'm not in that section of the earthy, crunchy part of the regular grocery stores looking for net, low-carb junk food that qualifies as keto because you're counting carbs. And it's like, oh, I can have this because it's net. No. Is there any nutrition at all that doesn't come from a chemical lab? Have some asparagus. Have some asparagus with butter, some green beans with butter. Have what you need. Have cream cheese smeared on romaine lettuce. Roll it up. Put a couple of chives on it, or some sort of herb, and it's like processed cheese sitting on a Ritz, except it's cream cheese on a piece of lettuce. Something with a crunch, something with a chew, but something that started off the way that it is. I hate to think that you're still trying to make it work with JUNQUE. And stay away from all those keto products that are so costly and they're not real food. If something's been processed, it's been processed. Like Truvia, I started dissuading people here with Truvia a long time ago. Truvia is a green leaf plant, or stevia. It is not a white powder that has been processed and bleached 58 times like the Truvia product has been. And it could muck with spiking your insulin or blood sugar or something. There's way more information needed on that. And anything that they do in the processing, they don't have to disclose on the back of the box, just so you know. So 58 different processes the Truvia brand goes through, and they don't have to disclose any of it. So just buyer beware, and know that I care. I do, and that's why I get so heated about this. I don't want to see you still messing with your health and your insides, and you're spiking your insulin because something is net, and it's processed, and it's grainy. No, that I don't think that's the keto point, okay? Just saying. Hate me if you need to. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Sarah on a Tear. Bye-bye for now.